What's up, guys? It's time for the new edition of the All-Star Tower Defense tier list with all the new units. Before we hop in it, make sure you guys smash the subscribe button if you guys are ready for my next code unit. And remember, you must be subscribed if you want to get it. Let's go. All right, so we got a bunch of stuff popping off. So let's go start off with some of the adjustments we're making. All right, first up, guys, we have a few units that are dropping down a tier. All right, so first, if you guys don't know, this bad boy right here got a massive buff. All right, basically they made him cracked out, which means Katakuri, guys, is dropping down to the A+ tier. I recommend getting Falcon now. He's very good. Also, we have Sukuna, also is now no longer relevant. I'm moving him down to the A tier. He's still a decent unit, but I'll show you guys why we have to move him down. Also, just a brief note, Guts did get nerfed, which is very unfortunate, as well as the Exorcist, guys, got a massive nerf. All right, so we're going to actually be moving Exorcist all the way down. I'd probably put him in the B tier now. He's better than some of the B tier units, but he's definitely within the B tier, as some of the other ones are. So let's go hop on in. So for the next part of the tier list, guys, I'm going to be showcasing you the unit, and then I'll explain to you why I ranked them where I did, so you guys can know it's 100% facts. So let's go hop on into training mode, and I'll show you guys the new units. All right, first up, let's turn on the attack effects. All right, so first up, we're going to be taking a look at Navy's code unit. All right, so Navy's code unit apparently got nerfed recently. We'll make a video on that a little bit later. So what makes Navy's code unit special is it is a lot like Astd, but it makes the enemies dark instead of light. So that way you can use holy units to defeat dark enemies, which is actually pretty sweet. So it's definitely a great ability, and you guys have to get this, man. All right, I believe the code unit requirement is only level 70, so make sure you guys get him before it's too late. He's also a very good unit, guys. He's like springy, but ground only with AoE, so that's really nice. He actually has some really sick upgrades, so if you get him in random boss rush raid, he should clap that as well. So that's quite the DPS there, guys. All right, here we go. And then unfortunately, his damage is kind of mid. All right, nothing too bad, but it's kind of mid, though. Oh my gosh, I think they nerfed his ability though. Dang. Okay, we'll make a video on that later, man. I'm pretty sure that's a nerf right there. That is a little bit unfortunate, but maybe it's just because he's not buffed. We'll take a look at that a little bit later on. All right, guys, so we're gonna actually rank him. Technically, I think I'm gonna have to give him an edge. I don't know, man. He's either S tier. Let me take a look though. Is there really any good light units in the game though? There's not really any good holy units, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like what good damage unit is holy? None of them. So we're gonna have to put him in the A+ tier. Great unit, guys, but unfortunately, unless you're doing raids, I don't know. Personally, I think you might as well just go with Astd. He's cheaper too, but he's like a slightly worse version of Astd. All right, next up we have this guy right here, Kuroro, I forget. He unfortunately is a infinite mode unit only. All right, he does only cost 550 to place, but his first upgrade costs 500k. So that is a bit unfortunate. Now, what makes him great is this. We're just going to upgrade it to max. He is a budget version of Guts. All right, it's going to cost you 6 million. He has an amazing AoE, guys. And guess what? He's a hybrid version of Guts. So that is actually pretty sweet. Now, because he actually is technically the highest DPS unit in the game as well, I will show you guys the proof. So we're going to have to give him credit in low S tier. All right, so if we take a look, guys. Oh, no, it didn't save. No, it didn't save. Actually, wait, never mind. So he's on the list, but he's not quite the greatest. He's actually not as amazing as I thought originally, but he's still a really good unit for air-wise. Yeah, so if we take a look, guys, he is the highest air DPS in the game last time that I checked. So that's what makes him a pretty decent unit. Good enough for S tier, especially if you're doing any of the air leaderboards. So good unit, guys. If you have the gems, might as well get them. All right, next up, we have the guy who killed Sukuna. All right, he is a raid mode king. All right, because you can partner him up with Demon Astd. And he does some pretty insane damage, guys. Look at this guy, 697k with no buff. And it's only going to be 60k to get that. So basically a cheaper version of Sukuna that also hits airs and has a dramatically faster SPA. All right, and also he's doing some serious damage for infinite mode as well, but honestly he's not that great for infinite mode, I'm not going to lie. But because of his element, it's pretty sweet. You get the triple bonus, and he's going to completely slap. So I highly recommend this guy for raid mode. So for that reason, I'm going to have to say I don't really think he's going to be. He's the best poison unit in the game, so I guess we should give him some credit for that. So because he's the best poison unit in the game, we are going to give him enough credit that we are going to be putting him in the S tier. All right. Next up, we have Maricule and the other Gokule, so basically Mr. Satan. So Mr. Satan 5-star isn't that great. I'm just going to put him in B tier. He's kind of mid. But Mr. Satan 6-star, now we're talking. He's actually pretty decent, especially if you guys are trying to do the Hell Raid. Take a look at this, guys. The stats are actually pretty dang good. So 26k on placement for 500 placement, guys. He only costs 500 to place, and his damage is actually legit. So if you guys are doing the Hell Raid, very, very much recommended. And if you take a look at his raid stats, they're actually pretty good. Though I'm going to be honest, nothing too crazy. And maxing him out, he actually brings some serious DPS. All right, I'm not going to say it's amazing or anything, but it's some pretty serious DPS. And factoring that he hits airs as well, it's kind of hard to go wrong with him. All right, so I definitely would recommend you guys take a look at him. If you guys are wanting an easy unit to get. Also, he is tradable as well. So if you have any new player friends, maybe you want to give him so they can use him to grind some damage, etc. Because he's going to be pretty decent at that for new players. All right, next up we have the weirdest looking secret unit in the game, Muge. Like, I don't even understand this guy. This guy is weird. And he's single target too, which is so lame. So lame. But he does become, and he also has this weird glitch. But he does get cone AoE eventually, which isn't too bad. But again, he doesn't have a element, or she, maybe it's a she, doesn't have an element which kind of drops it. It does turn into Ichigo though, which is pretty dope. All right, overwrite. And then honestly, the damage is kind of mid. It is level 1 though. So I guess at max level, he's doing 40k for 8, so that's not too bad. But again, single target unit does not hit airs. So overall, not a great unit, but I mean, it's hard to go wrong, I guess, considering it is a free unit you can just get from the banner randomly. All right, and there we go, guys. We now have the last unit. So she is, I believe, gonna definitely change the game. She's going to be she's the second best farm unit, not counting Octo, whose Octo is kind of hard to use. And the nice thing about her is she can buff. Now, I recommend trying different orbs on her because the Fire Rage Orb actually does boost her buff, which might help you out a little bit. Or you can use the Universal Reduction Orb, which is a great orb. Now, her cost is kind of high. I would probably say she's definitely pretty close to Balma. Yeah, she actually might be cheaper than Balma. So she's actually really cheap to max. And 130k wave is about 50% more than Balma will give you. So that's really, really good. Now, the thing is, she does have an ability, but the problem is you don't really want to use the ability because that means she no longer buffs units. And she has this pretty cool cutscene, though. So that's pretty dope. But I don't think her ability is that good. It's kind of mid in my opinion. If you take a look, though, it does give the enemies this effect here. So she might be worth it. She does still give money, but she no longer buffs. So if you are bringing a buff unit, this is actually not that bad of a deal. So basically what this does is it's going to increase the damage they take. So if you take a look... yeah, I'll just put this guy over here. I believe it lasts forever too. So it hits all the enemies on the field and it lasts forever. So we'll just check it out real quick. Bang, you can see the damage is increased from what it should be. All right, I believe the dev said it's about a 15% damage increase. So I definitely think she might be seen in some infinite mode runs, especially because she's about half as good as Speedwagon. So she can definitely help you max out a few more units. And hey, 15% extra damage at the end is kind of a big deal if you're in quads. But if you're soloing, maybe not. So there you go, guys. Those are all the showcases. And let's go finish up this tier list. Here we go. So I'm going to give her the S tier. I'm going to give this guy, good unit, A tier. Actually, probably higher than A tier. Yeah, I'm going to say maybe like high A tier. Really good unit, guys. And then him, not really recommended. High B tier, kind of mid. So there you go, guys. There's the new tier list. I'll leave it like this if you guys want to screenshot it. And yeah, feel free to comment down below, guys, what updates you would like to make to the tier list. And make sure you guys go check out this next video on the screen. I think you will really like it.